Never give in, never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy. Hi, my name is Callum Hutton, and those were the words of Winston Churchill from his famous speech, Never Give In. This is what I hope to convince you of today. Whenever you are faced with a tough situation, don't give up. My parents have been divorced for many years. Of course, being a responsible and concerned parent, my mom immediately signed me up to see a therapist to talk about any possible negative feelings about the divorce. However, I had pretty much no clue what I was doing there, or what a therapist even was. All I knew was that I would go there on Mondays and play with Jenga blocks because I didn't have a lot of negative feelings. After about a month, my mom realized she was just wasting money, and I stopped going. Of course, I now understand that a divorce can be a very difficult thing to go through for a child. I suppose I never really thought about it that much. I just reasoned, well, nothing much is really going to change, because I'm still going to see my mom and my dad just like normal. It was only when I started middle school here at St. Matthew's that I realized how tough living between two homes actually is. Many of you know what moving is like, how stressful it is, how hard it is to keep things organized and not break anything, and how you worry about your most precious objects, like my Xbox and iPad. Now, imagine doing that pretty much every week. That's what it's like to live in two different houses. When I first started middle school, I was surprised at the homework jump, and I was pretty unprepared. I was constantly leaving stuff I needed at one of the houses, forgetting to pack my uniforms for sports, trying to remember to get my computer packed up and ready to go the night before I left, then having to waste valuable time that I could have been using to do homework to drive over to the other house and pick up the stuff I left there because I couldn't take it to school, which would have made it so much easier. After a while, with the help of my parents making sure I remembered everything, I eventually got used to the constant home switching, combined with the increased workload. Okay, to be fair, my parents still do a lot of the work because I can be pretty absent-minded. Of course, there were many occasions when I did not persevere and ended up not following through on something that I loved to do. I used to take Taekwondo class in 3rd grade. I ended up dropping out because I got too busy. Of course, when I finally had the time, I tried to return, but I discovered that I had to start over from the beginning, so I gave up again. Now that I look back, I probably should have continued to participate even after having to start from the beginning. Taekwondo teaches discipline and self-defense, as well as would have been a way for me to exercise, and despite what some of you may think, I don't exercise often. And of course, the ultimate perseverance/procrastination story, writing this chapel talk. My original chapel talk was going to be on humor and laughter. You may be wondering, why isn't it right now? Well, I couldn't think of anything. Yeah, I didn't take my own advice that I am currently giving you and gave up. But then, with 2 weeks before my chapel talk, the pressure was on. I had nothing. I had to come up with an entire chapel talk in 2 weeks. So what did I do? I worked nonstop from the moment I finished homework right up to my computer curfew. Anyway, this talk actually turned out to be halfway decent. I was, to be honest, pretty shocked at that. I had been stressing about this talk since 5th grade when I was told I was going to have to do one. But it turns out, with perseverance, a kid like me can even write and deliver a nerve-wracking public speech. In the reading that Sam read for us, Paul says to the Romans that even though they are being persecuted and their suffering is producing the strength to go on, and this strength produces character, and of this character, hope. And hope will never bring us shame. In Paul's time, the Christians hoped that they might one day be free to practice their faith and love Jesus. If we never give up, even in the face of adversity, we will be able to do what we love, be what we want to be. Procrastinating and giving up both trap us, but when we persevere with dedication, we can truly be free. The point is, though, we have no idea what life has in store for us. We know it'll have its ups and downs, its challenges and triumphs, whether it be your parents splitting up or having to quit something we love to focus on school. But if you take anything away from this talk, let it be this. Don't give up. Keep going, no matter what challenges life throws at you. Do what you love. I believe that no matter what you do or where you go, as long as you do what you'll love, you'll be happy. Thank you.